touring, I got to promote the book, sell albums and book.
That's pretty neat.
I'm a marketing guru.
That's what, that's interesting that you're saying all this shit right now.
What are you going to call your book?
Oh, it's called, there's a trilogy, Post-Bohemian Chronicles,
Okay.
and this number one is called The Ex-Backpackers of Thailand, Chronicle 1, Flesh. So
Really?
Chronicle 1
Is this going to be about sex? Like, how many
it's
books
so much
about,
sex.
But
It's
honestly, okay, let's talk about marketability. Jordan, how many books are written by dudes in Thailand about having sex in Thailand?
Well, it's not like purely about sex. I mean,
Well-
I don't hide the sex from it, but it's
Okay.
not all about sex.
All right, give me the unique selling points.
It's a spiritual journey.
Wow, through sex?
I don't know the stuff. I'm just writing it to write it. You can read it and tell me
you should
that.
never do that. You have
But
to
listen,
know. You have to know how to market it before
I'm
you.
not writing it to market. I don't give a fuck.
Would you want people to read it?
That's why I'm sending it to friends and seeing if they like it.
So it's about having sex with Thai women.
No, it's not about that at all.
Okay.
It's just about my life. Okay, it's Hunter S. Thompson meets Bukowski meets Jack Kerouac.
Got no idea those people. I know Jack Kerouac didn't like his book. So
Okay,
tell me,
it's-
it's about you moving when you're young, finding yourself there.
So there's 3 parts to this trilogy. The first one is flesh, the second one is spirit, and the third one is bringing them together and making something happen in the world. Third one's still happening, right?
Okay.
The first one is about 9 months long. The second one is about 15 months long. The third one so far is like 2 years long.
Covering that period of your life.
Yeah, because I started to notice there are distinct like phases where
Chapters,
I
yeah.
changed like really hardcore.
Okay.
The plastic fires have begun. Smell that?
So
It's like a ceremony.
Disgusting.
Fucking. I need to get a photo of you fucking with this.
With this penis on my head, yeah, please
Yeah.
do get one. Like, yeah.
Right.
With the shadow and the.
Well, on our Perception Travel Instagram, we just put photos of people smiling. Wait, look up a little bit.
Yeah, that's so attractive. Fuck you.
Yeah, do it again. Hold on. Let's smile at the camera. Yeah, that's good.
Oh my lord.
Good enough.
Back
With a lot
to
of
you.
focus.
Out of focus is good.
Anyway, no. So I've been working on edit. Like I wrote the first draft on a bunch of drugs
How many
in Chiang
words?
Mai.
Right.
The first draft was 190 pages, I think, and it wasn't completely
You don't know
finished.
words.
What?
You don't know words.
No, I don't know. I don't
You
care.
need to talk in word count.
Look, I'm not talking to you about this to sell it. I have other things I want to talk to you about based on your background, not this. So right now, lately, I've been just editing it as a side project just to be done with it so I can be like, oh, cool, I finished like a book. I don't care about what I'm going to do with it,
Okay.
even though I think people will like it. Actually, no, I don't know if people like it. The second one I think is going to be good, but if the first one sucks, no one's going to read the second one. So
Correct.
that's where I'm like...
Yeah.
So, first time it was just like a week of taking Adderall and just fucking boom, writing 8 hours a day. I got it all out.
Yeah.
And then since then, there's been a couple like pauses, and I only now just got back to it after like 2 years of not looking at it, 3 years, of going back and refining it.
Yeah.
But refining it, not necessarily rewriting it, but more or less kind of rewriting it. With the pre-existing structure, but it's a lot more memoir now and a lot less Jack Kerouac. Like On the Road, he just wrote on benzos in 3 weeks and published it.
Yeah.
Shantaram took 20 years.
I do know shit. Yeah.
So this is right now kind of like a mix. So it's been an interesting process, at least, to like learn how it goes. But that's not really what I take seriously. Like I'm happy to do it and to have done it, but the science fiction I write is a lot more important to me in the fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, but writing isn't really what I really care about like right now. When I was younger, like my ego wanted to do writing. Like, oh, I want to be a writer, you know, like ooh, like now I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. I write and then maybe one day something will come out of it, but when I was younger, like I just wanted to travel and write. That was like the fucking That was like
You wanna
the
do that
fucking
again?
thing. No, you're getting it fine just like that. that was like my thing. It was like I want to just write and travel and sustain myself to travel, just write.
Yeah.
So it was just like a big ego game. Like, oh, I want to be famous and shit. And then like that's not real though, you know. That's just ego. So finally.
Do you write stuff? Do you write stuff that people resonate with in general? Like when you're
I never
writing,
showed people. I don't know.
But do you write other stuff? Like are you,
People like my Facebook updates.
Yeah, like so you're creative and you're a writer.
Yeah, my
you're good at
blogs.
it.
People like it. Yeah,
Okay.
people consider me a pretty good writer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to play with it. But anyway,
So yeah, so you've written a book and that's exciting.
yeah. So what I've been doing, that's kind of like a side outlet because it's just like. And what's neat is we made a mockumentary. My last 3 months in Bangkok, 4 months, we made a mockumentary, and
Is it online?
no, because I was alcoholic, you know, I couldn't like finish it. I have all the footage still though, and I brought it with me. And lately, I've been combing through it. I'm gonna make a YouTube channel out of it.
Wow.
Not really a mockumentary because we didn't finish the footage. But I have enough to make a really interesting YouTube channel of just like getting to know these characters that are really ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
The premise of it was, have you seen Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
So the premise of it was there are these guys that made this really powerful film about prostitution in Asia, and it changed the world. And it took the world by storm. So there's this guy, this documentary filmmaker that decided he's gonna go to Bangkok as these guys make their next movie and document them.
I like it.
And then he just sees what a shit show they are, and it's just us partying. It's just us going out in Bangkok with a camera, with a
And hanging
DSLR.
out with hookers.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. And so we got into some interesting things, some really interesting things. It was fun. But yeah, I have all the footage. We never do anything with it.
How
So
long-
this is actually the guy I'm going to visit in Vietnam. We did it with him.
So how many years ago were you living there? Sorry.
It wasn't Tinder back then. I was on Thai Friendly, Plenty of Fish.
You like dating websites, Jordan?
I love any website where I can meet people, and it just so happens that dating websites are the easiest.
What's the
I'm also
craziest?
on Couchsurfing.
Yeah.
In Bangkok, I had like at least like 2 guests per week at my place, male and female.
Okay.
I would go on dates with Thai women, not as often as some of my friends, but often enough. And then, actually, most of the women I slept with that year, though, oddly enough, were not Thai. There were enough Thais, but
Did you find any Thai women became extremely clingy and wanted
yeah.
to murder you if you didn't?
no, not the murder part.
Because there's a lot of.
I was pretty well communicative
a lot
about
of
what was
that
going
going
on. Yeah. No, I learned from. No, that's not true. I didn't learn from past experiences, but at that point, I was developing my life, who I was, and knowing that I'm not a monogamous person to begin with. So I can't let a woman think that that's what's happening because it's not fair. Because that's what happened before with a girl I was in love with, but she was super like monogamous and I wasn't, and we tried to make it work, but it wasn't who I was.
Yeah.
And she knew that, and it just was a problem.
Yeah.
I was very deceptive, and that hurt both of us. So I was developing this new part of my life, like, this is who I am. Anyway, I still was learning how to do that. I dated like one Thai girl, but she was her English was so good I thought she was more Western than she
Yeah.
was, but she was not Westernized, she was still Thai. She had dated a few different Americans. And actually, going back to my memoir, I realized like I feel really special about her, like even now. Like it was a weird relationship we had, like off and on, this and that, but like going back to my memoirs, it made me realize like she was like the most special part of that Thailand experience.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Yeah, so Tinder and shit. Tinder I just started like a year ago. I'm not really into Tinder. I'm more of an OkCupid guy.
Wow.
OkCupid, the profiles are more in depth. You can get more personality across.
Yeah.
Tinder is like literally you see a photo, you like or you don't.
Yeah.
It's very superficial, but no one uses OkCupid here. And a lot of people, the reason I started using Tinder here is because I met a girl who was a friend of mine from Mexico.
Yeah.
She was here and we met up and she's like, oh, I use Tinder to meet people, it's great.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I should do that.
Yeah.
So
So how many
fun.
Tinder dates have you had here?
here,
Yeah.
it's funny, I just remembered I met a different Tinder girl about 3-4 days ago.
Yeah.
Actually, we came here and we sat right here. She was sitting here, I was sitting there.
Wow. I feel really special.
She lives in Abu Dhabi. But so she's kind of German. She was sexy, but she was just boring. She's just boring. She was 20. She was inspiring. She was very empowered. She starts her own organization. She gets funding.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen fried vegetables. Fried momos.
So exciting.
Yeah, we can